Hi everybody, I'm David Rodriguez. Welcome to Leaning Left. So recently there was another mass shooting, this time in Maine. Actually, by the time this video comes out, it wouldn't shock me if there had been another one or two or five. Who knows? Anyway, about 18 people were killed, unfortunately. The gunman ended up killing himself, so he's no longer an issue. Of course, guns still are an issue. So anytime this happens, sane people come out and they say, hey, we really need to do something about the gun problem in the United States. We need to limit these guns and make them harder to get, and maybe certain types of guns shouldn't be in the hands of civilians. Pretty sane stuff. And then the crazies, or the stupids, will come up with all sorts of crazy arguments as to why that won't work. And as I've mentioned many times before, all their arguments are pretty easy to poke holes into. I mean, some of them you have to think for a few minutes, but usually right away you can realize, oh, your logic is totally flawed. It doesn't make any damn sense. But they stick to it anyway. So I had posted on Twitter/X, whatever, something along the lines of, if our Second Amendment allows citizens to carry guns like the AR-15, then our Second Amendment needs to be amended. And as a reply, I got this meme. Let me show you. So it says, the experts agree gun control works. And you have the likes of Hitler and Castro, Pol Pot, Stalin, a veritable who's who of autocratic dictators who all did terrible things. Now, the implication of this is obviously that any government that would limit guns is either a dictatorship or becoming one because they want to control their people, yada, yada, yada. Okay. And that probably was the reason that these guys did that. That's true. They're not wrong. But like so many other arguments they have about just about anything, they've really cherry-picked a lot of things here to fit their specific worldview. I mean, they do it, with the Second Amendment. I mean, it's not long. It's pretty quick read, maybe 10 seconds. And yet they still can't incorporate all those words into the meaning. It's too much for them, I guess. I don't know. But, the whole well-regulated militia, they'll be like, well, back in the day, well-regulated meant everyone could have a gun. Listen, I know English changes, but it doesn't change that damn much, okay? But they cherry-pick the Bible, they cherry-pick the rest of the Constitution, whatever it is to fit into their worldview. And in this case, they've cherry-picked history, or actually the present as well. So, yeah, these guys all did limit their public's ability to get guns. And the reason why they did that is to control their people, so they could keep an uprising from happening. But there's a couple reasons why this doesn't make sense or simply doesn't apply. First off, the idea that citizens having these guns is going to be successful in an uprising against the U.S. government if it became tyrannical, which seems to be what they're against, yet they vote for Trump, which is exactly that. So anyway, whatever. Anyway, the point is, it's ridiculous. That's not going to win the day. You're not. I don't care how many AR-15s you have or how many people you have in your family to hold them. If you're that big a problem, you're not going to do anything. You're not. You can try, but it's not going to happen. Okay, it's like if I went and challenged Michael Jordan to a one-on-one basketball game, okay? Like, it doesn't matter if I have the best shoes. It doesn't matter if I bring the best ball, because ultimately, Michael Jordan's out of my freaking league, and the U.S. government, the U.S. military, is out of any of these wackadoos league. They're not going to do... Look, they don't even have to fight against the soldiers that could be coming for them, because they don't have to send soldiers. They could send drones. They could just do like a missile strike if you're really that big a problem. You're not going to use this to defend against a tyrannical government. You're just not. Or if you do, it's not going to go well. It's not going to happen. You're going to fail. That idea just doesn't apply anymore. It doesn't make sense in modern society. And maybe that's unfortunate, but there it is. Now, the other problem is they're trying to say that this is like a definitive thing, right? If you have gun control in your country, then your leader's a dictator or trying to become one, and he's trying to control the people. Okay. So, yeah, these guys did that. You know who else has gun control laws that are more strict than ours? Australia, Canada, Ireland, England, Greece, France. I mean, I could literally go on and on because almost all countries do. And you know what? Most of those countries are not led by autocratic dictators. And you know how I know that for sure? Because Donald Trump didn't spend his entire presidency fawning over them and sucking up to them like he does to Putin and other dictators, okay? He didn't write love letters like he did to Kim Jong-un. So, yeah, they're not that. They're not. They're just trying to keep their people from dying to gun violence. Because it works. That's the thing, is it works. It works everywhere they've done it, including when we did it here. It worked to stop the gun violence, or to lessen the gun violence, excuse me. And that's the thing. We know we can't stop it overnight. We can't. I wish to God I could snap my fingers and make the gun violence stop. Okay, I wish I could, but we can't do it. It's not going to happen. It is going to be a long process, but we have to start the process. And that means that some of these gun nuts are gonna have to not have those toys. Sorry, that's it. And that should be like a no-brainer. Your little murder toys shouldn't matter as much as human lives. They shouldn't. And if you really think that these other arguments, these other solutions are going to fix the gun problem, you just kind of lack common sense. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I want to make this, I want to make it make sense. I've tried to see that side of things, but it doesn't make any sense. None of the arguments do. None of them do. They're all pretty damn easy to poke holes into. Stop with the crap, okay? You want your guns because you want your guns, and that's it. Anyway, I'm going to be doing another video about guns, I'm sure, very soon, if I haven't already. So I'm not going to keep going on about the various arguments, but I wanted to get this off my chest because this is another one of the stupid Republican memes that I see. At least I see this argument all the time, so I wanted to get it out there and tell you my thoughts on that. So let me know in the comments, do you agree with me? Like, what do you think about this argument? Is there another aspect that I'm not seeing? Are there any other arguments that you constantly hear about, being anti-gun control that you also think are ridiculous and stupid? Because there's a lot of them. I would love to hear those and your take on those as well. That would be great. But in the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit like and subscribe and click the little bell icon so you can know about the next time I put out a video. And until next time, stay woke, stay vigilant, keep fighting, and remember, if you keep leaning left, you'll always be right.